All right, so we are in day 4 now on the part 2, which is the geometry section. So as a quick review of geometry, at the end of these notes, mine apparently is not moving, you have basic geometry formulas. These are not going to be provided, but just as a quick reminder, if you're trying to do area of a rectangle, that's a common shape we might have, it's length times width. If you're trying to do volume, it's length times width times height. Okay, so just a few quick ones: circle, area, radius, diameter, a triangle. If you need them, refer back to this page. You wouldn't get this on your Math 154 test, but just as a quick reminder, those are at the end of this notebook. So we're going to start with, let me go back up. Going through those problem solving steps again. So especially with word problems, as we get into these, we've got to recognize that they're asking for area or they're asking us for volume. So we've got to understand that problem. What are they asking me for? What do I have? And what can I already label? Then when you translate that sentence into math, it might be that we need to know volume is length times width times height. Do I have my length? Do I have my width? Do I have my height? So it's, again, really understanding the problem and translating it. Once you're at 3, you're solving whatever equation you did. So that's not the hard part. And then 4, though, is, does my answer make sense? Check your work. Okay. So for this one, we've got a rectangular room. We're told that the perimeter is 26. And as a quick reminder, perimeter is adding up all the sides. So it's twice the length, twice the width. Width, length, width, length. Twice the width, twice the length. So just a quick note in red there so we can remember it. Okay, let's read the question. The length is 1 inch more than 3 times the width. Hold on. The length is 1 inch more than 3 times the width. So is equal, more than is plus, times is multiplication. So now I'm being told that this length is 1 plus 3w. The width is what it is. And this is 1 plus 3w. So we're doing a little substitution here, knowing that the length is 1 plus 3 times the width. So I'm going to come over to my perimeter, which is 26 inches, and it's 2L plus 2W. So let's fill in what we have. 26, that's the perimeter, is 2 times the length, but let's put the length in terms of that 1 plus 3W, and then just plus 2W. So I put in 1 plus 3W for length. Why did I do that? I can't solve an equation where I have too many variables. I need one variable for one equation. If I have 2 variables, I need 2 equations. So at this point, I'm going to solve this as is. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for the dimensions. So hopefully you read the problem 2 or 3 times. What am I looking for? I want at the end a length and a width. So that's why I'm doing this. Make sure that we distribute 2 plus 6W plus 2W. Then we're going to combine our like terms. And we need to get the W alone. So I'm going to subtract the 2. So that gives me 26 minus 2 is 24. 8W. And then be thinking, what do we do next? What do we do next? Since we're multiplying, we would divide. So it becomes the width was 3. Great. Now we can plug that into what we had up top and get the length. So if the width is 3, the length was 1 plus 3 times the width, which is 3. 1 plus 9 is 10. So if I come up here, I'm saying that this is 3, 10, 3, 10, and we can check our work. 13, 23, 26. We are good to go. So the length was 10 inches and the width was 3 inches. I got inches off that part up there. And we have an answer to our problem. So if you need to see that one, always rewind, watch it again. Then our next piece is area and volume and how that works with units. Okay, so our next one is basic area and volume. So getting into that volume idea. So volume is length times width times height. Now, here's all we really want to take away from this. Not just the formulas, but the idea that if we multiply, say, 3 inches. Oh, hold on. If we multiply, say, 3 inches by 3 inches, not only did the 3's get multiplied, but the inches get multiplied. So area is going to have some type of unit times unit, and we just need to make a note that it's going to be unit squared. Okay. For volume, it's going to be some type of unit times some type of unit, some type of unit, inches, inches, inches. So this is always going to have unit cubed. So just make that note that we kind of know that they're going to be inches squared and inches cubed. Okay, so down here, if I look at area, this is just to kind of understand that if I do a square yard is 1, 2, 3 feet by 1, 2, 3 feet. So when I do that, since 3 feet is a yard, I actually end up having 9 in there when I do this example. So one side might have a small square that's a foot, but the area would be a foot squared. And then if I also go up and down, the actual volume would be a foot cubed. So it takes 9 feet squared to go into 1 yard squared. So just kind of, it's not a 1-time 1/3 type deal. So if I want to find an area of a rectangle that's 3 by 12, I can. And then if I want to find an area of a rectangle that's 10 by 8, I can. And I just need to watch my units. So pause the video and try these. So if I want area of a rectangle that's 3 feet by 12 feet, area is length times width, or the 3 feet times 12 feet. So that's 36 feet squared. And then if I want area of a rectangle, okay, let's do this one. That's 10 yards by 8 yards. I'm getting 80 yards squared. But then we're going to be asked, well, let's convert that to square feet. So 80 yards squared is 80 yards times yards. And if I want square feet, that's feet times feet. So I need 2 of these conversions to convert it over. I've got to cancel out yards once and then cancel out yards twice and put feet twice. Right? So it would be 3 by 1, 3 by 1. So 80 times 3 times 3. And then when I multiply that together, I get 720 feet squared. Okay. And then our last item for this day, day 4, is going to be the volume component. So these will really help you in your dimensional analysis questions when you get to the dimensional analysis in the 154. So hopefully, if we grab a cube and we take a cube and we make it 1 yard, which is 3 feet, by 1 yard, which is 3 feet, by 1 yard, which is 3 feet. We actually, if we were to count, have 27 cubes. So 1 yard cubed is 27 feet cubed because you have to do it 3 times. Okay. So I lost my pen. 3 feet equals 1 yard. So 3 feet times 3 feet times 3 feet is 27 feet cubed. That's what's really in 1 yard cubed. Do you have to remember that? No, but just kind of this idea that it's not going to be 3 feet to 1 yard. We have to do it 3 times. So I've got 2 practice problems for you. I want you to go ahead and try those. Again, pause the video. And then it says here, find the volume of a rectangular solid, which is length times width times height. 3 feet by 4 feet by 2 feet. So the feet go to feet cubed. 3 times 4 times 2 is 24. Okay. Then for the next one, it's find the volume of a rectangular solid with lengths of 5, 2, and 3. So volume would be 5 yards times 2 yards times 3 yards. So that's 30 yards cubed. Then convert that volume to cubic feet. So this is 30 yard, yard, yard. So I've got to do the feet conversion 3 times as well. Now think, should yards go on top or bottom? Well, to cancel, they need to go on the bottom. And to be left with feet, feet needs to go on top. So 3, 3, 3. So that's 30 times 3 times 3 times 3 for a grand total of 810 feet cubed. And then as you're working through these, you might notice that we've got these learning skills throughout. So make sure that you're looking at your modules, noticing that they're due. Learning skills are 20% of your grade. So just make sure that you're going through and saying, oh, I'm doing that learning skill this week. And then those are explained in the modules. And have a great day.